So today we are going to run down a list of items that you should almost never have to pay for. And I use that term never very loosely because, as we know, not everything's always black or white. There are some exceptions, but in most cases, these are items that you probably do not have to pay for. And if you do, you might not get your money's worth. But before we get into my list, if you are new here, welcome. I am a personal finance writer. So here we talk a lot about different money and personal finance topics. So if you like videos like this and you want to see more, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. The first item on our list that you do not have to pay for is credit repair. Now, most people, they know the benefits of having a good credit score. If you're looking to buy a house, it can make the process go by a lot easier. And good credit can also help you get a low interest rate and also better insurance rates. But even if you recognize the benefits of having good credit, you might not know how to raise your score. So if you see commercials or other advertisements for credit repair, you might be tempted to call some of these companies and see how they can help you. What a lot of people don't know about credit repair is that they cannot get legitimate or accurate negative items off your report. So if you have a collection account and it is legitimate, no amount of money that you give this company is going to remove that item early. The good news though is that if you start improving your credit, those negative items will have less of an impact over time. So if you have a collections account and it's not going to fall off for another 7 years, if you pay your bills on time, you pay off your debt, and you limit your credit inquiries, you can still improve your credit score. So even with that collections or another negative item, it will not necessarily stop you from getting a mortgage or stop you from getting a good interest rate. And another thing to keep in mind, if there are negative items reported in error on your credit report, you do not have to hire a credit repair company to fix your credit file. You can also do this on your own. Each year, every consumer is entitled to one free credit report from each of the bureaus, and you can get your reports by going to annualcreditreport.com, or you can contact all three of the bureaus individually. As you go through your credit report, if you find an error, what you want to do is dispute that error, and by law, the credit bureaus have to investigate and remove any mistakes. Another item that you do not have to pay for is a breast pump. If you have kids or you're thinking about having kids and you're planning to breastfeed, you probably know how expensive breast pumps can be. It's been a while since I've walked through a baby store, but from memory, they can cost hundreds of dollars. But fortunately, you might not have to shell out this type of cash. You might be able to get one for free. What some people might not know is that breast pumps are covered by most health insurance plans. But unfortunately, you can't go to the store, pick out the one that you want, and submit a receipt for reimbursement. Instead, you have to go through a medical supply company that partners with your health insurance provider, which, it can be a little bit of a drawback because you might have in mind the type of pump you want or the type of brand. But when you go through the medical supply company, you're really limited to the breast pumps that they sell. Now, if you are on the lookout for a specific pump, this benefit may not work for you, but if you're not overly picky and you can go with either an electric or a manual, you really can't beat free. However, before proceeding, make sure you call your health insurance provider because details, specifics, they can vary from company to company. This way, you know what you're eligible to get. Another thing that you should never pay for is a job. When I was about 18 years old, I was looking for a part-time admin job while I was in college, and I went on an interview with a company that I thought was a temp agency because that is how they advertised themselves in the job ad. So everything was going good. The lady was talking about the benefits of using them, how they can help me get work, blah, blah, blah. But then we get to the part of the interview towards the end, and she was like, yeah, so to access our job list, that will be $75. Okay, I don't have a job. What makes you think I have $75? So she tries to convince me again of the benefits of using their company. And at that time, I didn't really know what was going on, but it didn't sound right and it definitely didn't feel right. So I declined and I left. And it wasn't until years later that I found out that this is a tactic that some job placement companies will use. And it actually falls in the scam category category because these companies, they will make fake promises or guarantees of giving you a job. However, before you can even proceed, you have to give them money up front in order to access a job list. Problem though is that a lot of times these lists are outdated, and even if the list isn't outdated, you still have to contact the companies on the list and go through the job interview with them and get hired. So the placement company, they really are not in a position to guarantee or promise anything, and a lot of times they really just want your money. Now, to be clear, if you were to use a headhunter or a recruiter to help you find a job, these individuals typically do charge a fee for their services, and that is legit. However, if you are going through a temp agency or you're working directly with an employer and they ask for money up front before they give you anything, a lot of times there is no job and they're just looking for a way to get cash out of you. Another item that you should think twice about buying is an extended warranty. Now, if you are buying electronics or maybe other merchandise, when you get to checkout, a lot of times the cashier will ask if you want to add an extended warranty to your purchase. And it basically offers additional coverage because the manufacturer's warranty might only be for 1 year, but if you get the extended warranty, you might get an extra 1 or 2 years of coverage. Now, if you're purchasing something expensive, getting an extended warranty can seem like a great buy. The problem, though, is that many of these warranties are overpriced and the claims process is extremely difficult. So difficult that it becomes hard to actually use the warranty. From experience, I've found that many warranty companies will train their representatives to ask you a series of questions when you call the company to redeem your warranty. And the purpose, in my opinion, is really to trip you up so that you end up saying something that will void the warranty. I've had this happen to me before when I tried to use my warranty. The rep will ask a bunch of questions, and sometimes you may not have an answer to all their questions, or you can't answer. And if you answer one question wrong, they will tell you that the warranty has been voided and they will not repair or replace your item. So if you're buying electronics, you're probably better off declining the extended warranty at checkout and instead paying for your purchase using a credit card that offers an extended warranty as a perk. By using your credit card, you might be able to get an additional year of coverage after your original warranty expires. However, make sure you contact your credit card company first to confirm that you have this coverage and to see which items are eligible. In addition, if you are buying a car, the extended warranty that the dealership offers you, it is probably not worth it either, and you are better off saving your money. These warranties are also expensive, and sometimes they can add thousands of dollars to the final cost of the car. But the problem is that you're only getting like an additional 2 years of coverage. So if the original warranty has 3 years and you have an additional 2 years, you're only getting covered for 5 years. And most of the items that the warranty will cover are not likely to happen within the 5 years that you own the car, especially if you're buying a relatively new car. Most extended warranties do not cover oil changes, maintenance, or normal wear and tear. So if your brakes or your timing belt go, you're gonna have to pay for these out of pocket anyway. You're better off taking the money you would have spent on the extended warranty and putting it in your emergency fund. So if something does happen, you have the money available to fix it. Another thing that you should never pay for is credit card interest. Now, some people choose not to use credit cards, and that's perfectly okay. For those who do, a credit card is a great way to build your credit score, and sometimes it can even be safer than using cash. But credit cards also involve interest, which can be 15%, 20%, or higher. So if you carry a balance from month to month and you owe a lot on your cards, you could end up paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in interest. But there is a way to avoid paying interest, and it is as simple as paying off your credit card in full every single month. Most credit cards have a grace period, which is the period between the end of your billing cycle and your due date. So if you pay off any new purchases before your due date, you don't pay interest. Now, of course, to pay off your credit card in full every month, that means that you can only charge what you can actually afford, which really cuts out a lot of frivolous impulse buying. But the good thing is that once you get into this habit, you are less likely to get yourself deep into debt. And also, when you keep your credit card balances low, that also improves your credit utilization ratio, which can also boost your credit score. So there you have it. That's my list of items that you should almost never pay for. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, do consider subscribing. Again, we talk a lot about personal finance and money topics and different ways that you can fix your wallet and get to where you want to be financially. So if you like videos like this, I do post every weekend and sometimes during the week. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.